Hi everyone, History Hobo here, back with another game of TimeGuessr. This week we've been a little bit on and off with our scores. I think yesterday we scored 42,000 points. Hopefully we can beat that today. If you like the videos, please like and subscribe. Let's get into the game. Okay, let's get into it. We have what appears to be the Tour de France. I would assume that what this guy is painting is actually the view down this street, which would mean that we're near the Arc de Triomphe. This building, I'm not 100% sure what it is, but it should be pretty findable on the map. Any clues as to the year? Makes it difficult as the Tour de France happens every year, obviously, and it, I think, finishes in Paris every year as well. My father's a big fan of the Tour de France, but I've never really seen the appeal myself. Okay, well, let's try and find the location first. Okay. The Arc de Triomphe is here. So it might be a bit tricky to work out what direction we're looking at it. It looks like one of these, like Champs-Élysées. That would make sense with the trees either side. Hopefully this is accurate to what he's looking at and not just making it up. Bit of... Okay. We're not into the roundabout of the Champs-Élysées by the looks of it. We're still on a straight. Or are we? It's hard to tell. This curb, is that the entrance to that building, or is this the entrance to a roundabout? Got cobbled streets. You can also see that in this painting it looks like the street does separate here, so that could mean we're like here. Let's drop it here. Oh no, not that round. Oh yeah, that is the roundabout. Actually, I got a message from the developer of this game the other day, and he mentioned that I could change this to satellite view, which I never knew you could do. So I'm gonna actually have a look at satellite view and see if I can see this round building along this way. So here's the Arc de Triomphe. It's hard to tell how far away we are because, you know, obviously might be using some artistic license. See, we have a round building here. Does that look like it could be the same building? It's throwing me off a little bit because I expected it to be on the other side of the road, but this image may have been flipped. Yeah, I think that probably is the case. We do have trees all the way along the front of this building here, whereas there seems to be a gap in the trees in the picture. But for the moment, oh no, we'd be the other side of the road. Is there some sort of large shopping mall there or something like that? Let's have a look. If we put hybrid, does that tell us what this is? Oh, the Grand Palace. Ah, there's another circular building here. That one would make a little bit more sense given the side of the road. So it would mean he was on this side of the road looking over here. Can we see a roundabout? No, we don't have enough view in the distance to actually see this roundabout. But given that there are no other round buildings here, it's no good. Let's just have a look and see if there's any other round buildings that stand out in the opposite direction. No, that doesn't work. Anything down here? No, it doesn't look like it. There's so many. See, we have a round building there, but that looks like a garden. This roundabout's insane with the number of exits going off it. It's famously incredibly difficult to drive around. It just looks like complete chaos going on here, where you just force your way across. I wouldn't like to be in there. I'd just be constantly concerned that I'm going to get hit by someone. Right. I think this location seems the best because we have trees. That makes sense with these trees, and we have a gap in the trees looking over here to see this building. And it's domed like that. I think that's about right. So have a quick look back at the normal map. See, I would have never noticed that that was the round building, or would if I hadn't used the satellite view. So that's really quite helpful. Now, yeah, do I see any fans with phones? That looks like a phone. That's a point and shoot. Point and shoot. There's a lot of point and shoots. Is that a phone? It sure looks like it. Can't zoom in any closer, unfortunately. That's confusing me because every other camera I can see looks like a point and shoot camera. But that one that this guy is holding looks like a phone, but it might just be because it's in shadow. Because if it was a phone that size, that would mean it's more modern, but there would be that many point and shoot cameras when modern phones were around. So I'm actually thinking this might be like pre-smartphone era. I don't think there's anything else that's going to give me a clue as to the year. Check I'm recording. Yes, I am. Now I see why GeoWizard does it all the time. Yeah, it really... That many point and shoot cameras can't be smartphone era. So I'm thinking like 2006 would be a nice year for it. But as I said, the last stage of the Tour de France ends in Paris every year, so there's no way you're going to get a clue from that. If it was one of the ones where it started in the UK, that kind of thing, that can help. But other than that, no. Unless the artist is dated. Oh, good job I checked that. That makes it a lot easier. Thank you, Mr. I can't see what your name is. Blanc, maybe? Or Monsieur, I should say. Okay, we're going to guess there. Hopefully this location is right. Where were we on the location? Well, it's a very good score. I only dropped 3 points. The year is right, of course. During the 21st stage at the end of the 2008 Tour de France. Yes, as I thought, it was the last stage. I didn't see any. Let me have a look back on the satellite view. Is there another circular building? So maybe I was originally right. I think it was this building, just the image has been flipped possibly. Or it's just the perspective of the camera. This clearing is actually this bit here. Yeah, that makes more sense. That would be too sharp an angle. Oh well, still pretty good score. Let's see if we can continue. I'm not too hopeful after looking at this one. I have no idea what country this might be in. And unfortunately I cannot read that language at all. Cars. Look, it's definitely Europe, so let's start there. It's not America, obviously. Let's start with the year. These cars, is that an old Fiat 500? I'm not sure. If it is a Fiat, that might mean we're in Italy. These cars look 70s to me. 60s, 70s. God, there's so little detail in this one, it's going to be incredibly difficult to get the score. Well, I think by the years of the cars, I think we'll go 68. I'm not sure when the Fiat 500 started, if that is one. But it looks like there's another one here. Yes, two exact same cars. That might mean we're in Italy. But this church doesn't remind me of Italy. Don't recognize any of these crests. Checkered pattern makes me think maybe Croatia, but these buildings don't look like Croatia either. We do have shuttered windows, which is more of a French-Italian thing. So it's possible this is Italy, and just the black and whiteness of it's deceptive. It does look like a very sunny day. I think I can see the number plates kind of formatted more in the German style, but number plates have changed so much since those days that I don't know the old formatting. Much better at the modern ones. Right. If this was going to be Italy, I would think this style architecture might be more northern Italy. And I don't really want to guess southern Italy because I'd be so far away from the rest of Europe if it is in this general area. Could it ever be like San Marino, somewhere like that? San Marino again is fairly far down. Could be somewhere like Verona. Or yeah, Milan even. I've never been to Italy other than a short trip from the top of Mont Blanc to another peak at the top of the Alps in Italy. But that was just a cable car. We got there, realized at the time that we didn't have any Italian lira before the euro, and then had to come back because we couldn't buy any food there. So it was a bit of a waste of time, but that's the only time I've actually been to Italy. Let's see. Milan being a bigger city, it just doesn't remind me of Milan, even though it very well could be. I've seen pictures of Milan, obviously, but there's no flags anywhere hiding. Can't see anything of this lady here. So unless you know this church, there's very little chance of getting this. But I think I'm going to leave it in Verona. Just because I know it from the Shakespeare plays. That means it's an old place. This looks like an old church. So we see if there's any churches in this city. Obviously there will be, it's Italy. There'll probably be 5 or 6 churches, but whether I can actually find them, that's another question. No, I'm not going to waste too much time looking for a church when it's very unlikely to be the correct city. Do I think 68 is right? Yeah, I think I'll stick with that. I'm not expecting too much out of this one. It was 63. Wasn't it? It was Croatia, and I bloody said Croatia. This checkered pattern, I should have known. I should have realise that. Lucky we didn't lose too many points. But I was thinking Croatia. When I think Croatia, I always think the architecture of the cities on the coast. Like, what are the main cities on the coast in Croatia called again? Dubrovnik, those kind of places. Split, which are much more like Mediterranean feeling, white walled. But yeah, obviously this is inland, not too far from, what's the capital called? Okay, I always forget the name, the capital of, is this the capital? Oh yeah, in Zagreb. Yeah. You live and learn. Czech pattern, Croatia. I need to remember that. Okay, what we got here? Have we got English? It's not readable again. Although it doesn't look English. Is that A-L-L-E? 2.2? Fontaine or Fontaine, maybe. Could this ever be Italy? After saying that, or is this tower? Oh, where was that tower? I watched a video a few days ago about a tower that was leaning and starting to fall over, essentially, and they were trying to save the building, the tower, from falling over, and it looked very similar to this tower. I believe it was in Italy. And we have what looks like a beetle down here. That looks like a Fiat 500 again. The second time we've seen one. The third, technically, as there was two in the other. Yeah, Italian tends to end with vowels, so this could definitely be Italy. We have an E on the end of the word here, an A on the end of the word here by the looks of it. So, does that say Roma? R-O-M-A. I think that might say Roma. But obviously that could be a car from Rome driving to a different city. This is... what city was it that I was seeing that leaning tower? Was it in Florence or was it Bologna? Feeling it was Bologna, but I don't think Bologna is a big enough city. Do I see any towers marked here? See, we have like a long straight road here. Could be somewhere like this. Let's have a quick look at the satellite view, see if we can see any obvious towers. Although these buildings look more uniform in their design than this. This looks more like a mixture of different architecture styles. Like this looks older and different. This looks like a more modern building in comparison to this one, whereas in a place like Bologna, it's such an old city that it doesn't look... they look more uniform, the buildings, because they've been there for such a long time and quite untouched by the looks of it. There's a tower by the looks of it as well, though. So, and given the size of these buildings, I might be tempted to go to Rome. I think that says Roma, so I can't really ignore that. Yeah. So... okay, Rome. What's this? It's not the Parthenon. Yeah. I don't know any towers in Rome. And I think these kind of towers are probably quite common in Italy. So it could be somewhere like Florence, Milan. I think Florence is similar to Bologna in that it has those uniform style buildings, though. Rome is much more of a mix, I believe. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to find this just based on how little information there is. But I think we'll just plunk it center of Rome. This car looks older than the last one we saw, so this is more like 50s car. I think some of these look more 60s, so I think we might be, again, similar time, but let's go 64. It was 60. Oh, we're actually very close on the location. Where was this then? What's the tower? Can I see the tower? Thank God for that number plate, because I would not have guessed Rome if I didn't see that Rome number plate. I wish all number plates said the city they were from. Can't make out the tower on here. Oh well, that's fine. Okay, so another decent guess. Now, $100 will buy this car. Must have cash. Lost all on the stock market. Okay, so we're in 1929. That would be my initial guess. The Wall Street crash, so it may be 1930. We look like we might be in New York. It's hard to tell unless we can find some thing here. John R. Kelly. Not the R. Kelly, obviously. This car is kind of badass. I would pay $100 for it, that's for sure. These kind of cars, the lower ones, I think, yeah. I said yesterday, I was watching a video on the old American cars, trying to get a bit more familiar with the years that they came out. And it was around the early 30s, late 20s that this lower kind of car with a more curved back started to come in comparison to these more boxy ones here. Also the full over wheel arch that created a full plan of a floor, I don't know what you would call this, floorboard kind of thing, step board, was around that time as well. So, but obviously if you lost it in the all on the stock market, then it would be 29. I think we're going to have to go New York, although these buildings don't strike me as New York, but obviously it was the Wall Street crash which makes me that, but it affected all of America. So, but I don't know where else this could be. There's not enough detail here, so we'll throw it in. I don't think is it going to be maybe further up. One of the smaller side streets, maybe. I don't know. Looks like it could be like a jewelry district or something like that. Just by the fact there's little shops rather than big massive department stores and the like. Can I see any jewelry district or anything like that? We could go near Chelsea Market. I imagine there might be, or Soho, but there might be some small shop areas around there. If it's not New York, then it was New York and it was 1929. So again, another good score. Let's see if we can bring this one home. Okay, we're in the UK. That gives me hope at least. Britain keep out. Oh no. Wait, are we in the UK? That's an Australian or New Zealand flag. I can never remember the difference. Does look like the UK. That's an RAC and an AA sign. These are the old RAC and AA. The next wall will be the last. Oh, keep Britain out. That means keep Britain out of a war. The Angel mid something. It's just strange that it's got, I believe, an Australian flag outside. What does it say here? Oh, Midhurst. So that must be where we are. The Angel Midhurst. Midhurst Petworth. District Times, Portsmouth Evening News. Okay, we might be able to get this pretty spot on. Wines and spirits and liquors. We must prevent this. Oh, nuclear bombs. This is Cold War era? Start of the Cold War? Maybe. It can't be World War II. There weren't any protests against World War II, I don't believe. Or very few. Although the cars could be, but that's more modern. That's post World War II. So, and oh well, there wouldn't be protests in World War II with the nuclear bomb sign because the nuclear bomb came at the end of World War II. Okay. Well, let's try and figure out where we are exactly first. So we had this. Okay. Yeah, stop looking out the window. My dog's on the verge of barking. Alright, okay, we're at Portsmouth, which is here. Never been to Portsmouth. Portsmouth, Midhurst, Petworth. Can I see a Petworth? I might spend a bit of time looking around for this one if it doesn't jump out at me immediately, just because I would quite fancy 5k in it. Because I would assume that this pub may still be here. Okay. Petworth. I'll speed the video up a little bit if it does take me a while. Well, after some searching, I finally found Midhurst. It wasn't an area in Portsmouth, it's in Portsmouth, the county, which I assume is this whole area here. So, took a while, but I got there. Now, let's have a look. Midhurst, what was the pub called? The Angel Midworth, so just the Angel. See if we can see that along this street. This looks like the logical street for it to be on, being a small town. The greenhouse. Obviously the pub could change its name or have been knocked down. Pubs close every day in this country, so Don't think we're going to be this far out. No. Let's just go back along and see. Are there any other buildings here that might give it away? We have a wine and spirit shop. That's very unlikely to be there anymore. Evening news, definitely not going to be in that building anymore, if it even still has one. Luncheons and dinners, that's not going to be there anymore. Looks like the road curves off to the right there. We'll just have a quick look at any pubs along here as well, maybe on the satellite view, just to see. There's tourist information centre here. No, they're usually new buildings. So, a club. We've got a club in this place. So we could have a look. Let's have a look on the hybrid view. See if we can recognize this building just based off its shape. Probably not likely, but it looks slightly taller than the other buildings, and look like we just have residential stuff down here. Now that's as close as I can get in on the satellite view. Let's go back to the standard map. What was that building look like? Could be here. I'm probably not going to get this exact because I don't have a side street name. Can't see any streets coming off the side of it either. Let's see. Any more pubs along here? Hong Kong Kitchen, no. Butchers. The Greenhouse, that's a shop, not a pub. Western Union. Just wish the Angel would show up, that would be perfect, but it looks like we would be on this road, if any. And now we're coming out of it now. Are there any other streets it could be on this, in this town? Maybe over here. The Bricklayer's Arms could be a shout. Although I think with these side roads we'd see more. We'd probably see those roads off to the side. Yeah. Don't think so. Just make sure I'm not. My dog's growling again. Just make sure I'm not missing an obvious The Angel on some of these small ones. It has Town Council. Apologise for taking so long on this. I think we're on for a pretty decent score today, and I'd like to maximise my points if I can. And I'm trying to put off guessing the year because I'm not sure. No, it doesn't seem like we have any Angel pubs there. No, nothing jumping out at me. We have a Half Moon. No. Alright, I'm going to say we're on this main road. And I'm going to leave it by the... am I going to leave it by there? Let's just check once again. Do we have residential buildings along this street? No, we don't. Obviously, a lot of these may have been knocked down. Could be looking like here, maybe. I don't think I'm going to find it. Let's just go in the center. Maximize our chances. Hopefully this is the correct town. No. What year of this, and what are they trying to stay out of? Is it the Cuban Missile Crisis or something like that? Cuban, the next war will be the last. The cars look 60s. Again, as I said, we have a beetle down here by the looks of it. Might even, yeah. When was the Cuban Missile Crisis? It was during. It was during Kennedy's presidency, so that would make it early 60s. Yeah, I think that's going to be my best guess. 62, 1 year off. And I should have stayed up where I was. It was... well, the pub's not there anymore. It's now possibly a Boots or a Tesco's Express. Let's have a quick look at the satellite view, see if we could have worked that out. Nah, no chance. Anyway, excellent score. Let's go, let's see what our final score is. Oh, I think that might be a personal best for me. I wasn't expecting that today. 47,160 points. Took me a while, it was a long game, but that's encouraging. Let's have a look at the breakdown on that. Really only that Croatia round, the location of that Croatia round is what got me. And I said Croatia before I chose Italy. But that round was the second round, I think, was it? Which was our lowest scoring round. 5 years off on the year wasn't bad. 2 years spot on. 1 year, the last one 1 year off, and then 4 years off, 5 years off. So that is definitely my best game so far. And now we have a score to beat. I'll keep track of these. I think I'm going to make a little tally of all my game scores so that I can keep track of these. But yeah, that's a good score. I'll see you next time. Bye.